yes, welcome back to another live stream. Yeah, we're doing a bonus one this month because next month I'm taking a month off of the live stream. So I wanted to come on and do a bonus one this month. So here we are. But yeah, anyway, there'll be updates about my live stream. I plan to do an update video next week just to let you guys know about all that stuff. So we will get on to all that. But anyway, today I'm here with someone who he's kind of been on my stream before. He sort of gate crashed one last year. But I wanted to get him on as a proper guest because he's been so generous to me and he's had me over on his channel a couple times. I had to get him on. I'm so happy to have him here. And of course, we all know him as Robafett's Bounty. But of course, it is the leader of the Bounty Bunch. Here he is.
Hello, everybody. How you doing? It's great to be here. It's been a long time coming.
Yes, it has. Honestly, I've wanted you on here for the longest time, so it's so great to have you here. Even though there was that, as I say, last year, that one time where all of a sudden I was just talking away with Paul, and all of a sudden you popped up down the bottom, and I was like,
and then I appeared. I was going to do that tonight. I had a plan, but I've not done it tonight. There's no surprises.
Okay, all right. But it's great to have you on here, mate. And you know, like I said, it's just like you've been so generous having me over on the Bounty Bunch because I think everyone here will agree they're like the king of the movie streams at the minute. Like everyone, you get so many guests, and it's such a cool little hangout area. I think for people,
it's trying to something different. You know, a lot of streams are very samey, and obviously we pay for the stream guys. Probably have 10 people on, and in fact, you want to have like 6 or 7 YouTubers and people that are not YouTubers on as well, because they might message people in chats, but face to face. It's kind of overwhelming. Like when I first went on with Big Paulie, it's like it's amazing because I message this guy and he's there. Do you know what I mean? So it's bringing people together, and you haven't got to have a YouTube channel. You haven't got to have 1 million subscribers. You can have 10 subscribers or no subscribers. Trying to bring people together and just have a chat about films and pop culture.
Yeah, absolutely. And I got to say, like, I remember the first time I went on your Bounty Bunch stream. I'll admit I was nervous. I was like, oh, there's going to be like eight other guys here, and you know, I feel like I'm so much younger than everyone else. I was like, oh, it's a bit out of my comfort zone. But I feel like it's just so easy to chat to you guys that it's just no bother.
And you did hold your own as well. The thing is, imagine when you got 10 people on the screen, you got to remember everyone's names, and you know what it's like. It's strange to be on this side, controlling 10 tiny boxes on your screen, and trying to get people's reactions if something went down well is shocking.
I don't know how you do it because I struggle like getting through just the comments here where it's just me and one person, or occasionally I'll have 2 people on, and I struggle. I'm not the best like reading comments out as well either. I always read too quick and mess up words and stuff. So I give you a lot of credit to do it with that many people on a stream.
I think we developed we try to do. Like we've got a little chat group that you're in, and we try to have like set questions each week. So if we go in saying we're going to potentially talk about 3 subjects, and then people talk in the comments with each other, which is great. And then obviously after a subject, then we're going to some of the questions, change the background, add clips in there as well. As you know, we've had a series of clips on there that have evolved into something that's special in the next few weeks. So yeah, it's just I love it.
Yeah, I get worried because I'm like, oh god, I was like, I don't know where you'd get any videos of me, to be honest. I'll just sit there drunk because I know that my friends have like about 100 drunk videos of me, and I'm like,
so you shouldn't have told me that. Why have you just told me that? You told me that, man.
I was like, I just know that at some point one of them's going to end up on the internet, and it's going to get used everywhere.
This is why back in the day I went through to second auditions on Big Brother 2 in the day because I've had quite a troubled past. That was when Big Brother was always on the front page of every newspaper. And I was like, right, I'm going to have to drop out of this. I can't take it any further because I know I'll have A4 blooming papers, stories about me. Can't be doing that.
No, that's fair enough. Well, hey, we got a few comments here. If you're happy to crack on with
bring them up.
Here it's just like I actually really like what you do having like the topics. Here it's just sort of whatever comes.
That's good.
So the first comment up was Alan. Would it be an episode of the Bounty Bunch tomorrow? And you should get Ryan on there, James. And when will the next episode of Off to the Movies be? That'll be tonight.
Cool.
But
so we'll welcome anyone as a guest. It's my wife's birthday tomorrow, so I dropped the hint yesterday saying I'm doing a stream Tuesday night, and she gave me that look.
Yeah.
So
not getting away.
We'll see. Hopefully, at some point.
Well, hey, I mean, I so a few people have actually asked me this before. When I've been doing, because I've got that new series of streams going with Paul as well.
Yep.
And of course, he's always on Bounty Bunch. And people have actually do ask me a lot, like whenever I'm with Paul, like, "Oh, you should get Ryan on the Bounty Bunch."
Yeah, obviously he can come on. You know, as a lot of people, obviously, if people I haven't got an issue. Any guest, if I've never spoke to him, we'll get them on. And we've got some collaborators soon. We've got some sponsors soon as well that me and Lee are working with. So it should be
great.
good.
Nice. Well, hey, I mean, I think that's the thing that works really well about it as well. It's like people like, Jamie have come on there and stuff as well.
I see Jamie on your stream. Jamie's like the most innocent guy.
Oh yeah, he's great. He really. It's funny. As soon as I decided I was going to do these live streams again this year, I was like, Jamie has to come on. I've got to get him on. Winslow is here.
Hello.
Mr. Bring Your Own Popcorn, Jack Logan. Hello, mate.
You might be able to hear my dog in the background. He gets a bit wild when I'm not around.
I'll tell you, my dog does. My dog, she turns 12 this week, and
okay.
I haven't heard a sound out of her in about 4 years.
you have to keep nudging her with a stick.
Yeah,
she's all right.
She's there. Hello. Bob says, James, is it possible that you'll go back to making videos on your old music channel? Yeah, I mean, you know about my old channel. Yeah, I mean, because I started up this new series the other day where I just sort of thought, I just show stuff that I bought. Because I think people actually like seeing things instead of just hearing me talk about movies. So I thought if I just show stuff, but I decided to include music as well. I thought, why not? I just show everything.
Yeah. But the collaboration did go quite well with Paul. There's a lot of people, a lot of interest in that. So definitely there's content out there to use.
Absolutely, and I think that music is also a really interesting subject. I prefer a lot of older stuff, but yeah, I don't know if I'll go back to my old channel now. I quite like being here. I feel like with my old channel it was just me, whereas here we've got like this nice community now, so which I really like.
I don't even know how the community started. It's crazy. It seems to. Obviously, we know it's through lockdown, but everyone's so close. And, we all fall out occasionally. But we'll sort things out. It's like it's fantastic. All my friends are people I've met twice or not met at all. You know what I mean? It's like mental.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that there'll be another meetup or something, because the last one, obviously, I can't remember if it was you or Paul I was speaking to at the time. It was so long ago now. But I had to literally drop out like a week before because I caught COVID. I was like, oh, I can't come. I've got COVID.
I think there was a couple. I think one was I think Blue Wall at one point.
It was the Birmingham one. I know that I was dead set on going to, and then I come down with COVID, so I was like, right, well, that can't happen now.
Yeah, there'll be another one, 100%. And as you said, everyone's welcome.
Yeah, no, I very much hope to get to be able to meet everyone, because like you say, it's crazy. We speak so much online and stuff, and the fact that I mean, you've met people twice. I've met no one really. I've met Alex. And I think just Alex at the minute. So, yeah.
It's when I met Magpie. Magpie was I'd say the weirdest. I've known him pretty much one of the longest times. And he invited me to his house. And I'm like, it's a bit strange. First time I meet him. Opened the door and he was a bit shorter than I thought, a bit fatter. Yeah. And he made me a plate of about 30 sausage rolls. Yeah. You just pulled this tray out of sausage rolls. There you go. It's a bit random. But yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, I reckon when I meet everyone, they're all going to be very surprised how short I am. I'm like 5'5", 5'6". I'm really short, and catches a lot of people off guard.
That's right. Bring Jason. We'll bring Jason Brett, and you'll be about 6 foot taller than him.
That's true. I'll bring my mate Ryan. I'll sit on his shoulders or something. Mr. Bully Maguire is here. I love that name.
It's cool.
Slipknot fan. Playtendo guy's here. Hello, mate.
He was we broke him into our stream a few weeks ago.
Yes.
It's top bloke. Kylo Ren.
I've had his. I was on his channel. Not last week, the week before, and my first stream back in May. He's going to be on my stream. So yeah.
Cool.
Number one film of 2022, The Nonce.
it's potentially, yeah. We'll see.
You should get it listed on IMDb and Letterboxd.
As soon as it's mentioned as soon as anything's mentioned on the stream, it's on IMDb.
That's true.
Thing
Yeah.
is, people saying get t-shirts now. So who's going to walk around with a t-shirt that says "They Nonce" on it? No one is going to wear it. I don't mind the Bounty Bunch. I think the Bounty Bunch, the black shirts with the Bounty Bunch in red. I think that's cool. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I got a hoodie. My ex-girlfriend got me this. Funny enough, I got a hoodie in my cupboard that's got Movie Bug on it. But I still wear it every now and then. It's you know, kind of a Bounty Bunch one would be cool though as well.
Because saying to the wife, so I'll walk around the street wearing it because you're an idiot. But I always go to her. That person knows, but they don't. I'll go in that shop because they know me in there, and she'll go in there and go, "Do you know this guy?" I don't know.
I can't lie, mate. I've been out of my Movie Bug one. But I just, you know, you embrace it. I turn up things with my mates. I'm like, I'm promoting. I'm always promoting.
Yeah.
Just saying, I'd be more than happy to come on one of the Bounty Bunch streams. There we go, Mr. Jack Logan.
Happy days. Yep. Message me after this, and we'll get you on. But the thing is, like we did with the Magpies, I think Magpies might come back at some point, but I want to season the streams. I really want to do them weekly, but life interferes. So doing 6 episodes a season, having a little bit of break, keeps it fresh. You know, there's a lot of stuff we haven't mentioned. We haven't mentioned the new Marvel stuff coming out, and we mentioned Peacemaker, but there's so much coming out as well. So keep it fresh rather than go the same topics every week. So I think we'll have maybe 3 more streams and have a break, and then obviously see where it goes from there.
I mean,
offshoots maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I can completely relate to that because that's what I done with my stream. I done 30 in a row. I thought it was around the early 20s. I sort of got to the point where I was like getting a bit repetitive now. But I was like, I want to get to 30. I want to get to a nice number, and I made sure I got you know, Big Paulie on for the last one. I was like, go out with a bang. And but when I come back, one a month or so, because it gets a bit too repetitive, I think, and stuff after a while. Although with the Bounty Bunch one, it is different because there's loads of you on there, and you know, it's always feels fresh, I think. Whereas here, it's always just me and one guest, if you know what I mean. And
it's a great when I watch back I do watch back my streams just because I can't see everyone's reaction to stuff when we're doing it live. So looking at people's reactions through the streams is brilliant.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I must admit, I think it was when Magpie joined like halfway through the last stream I was on with you, and you played a video of him, and it come back, and I was just looking at everyone, and everyone was pissing themselves, and I was like, okay, good, I'm not the only one laughing at the poor fella.
I might start doing, if I find the person that's laughing at a video, I'm going to zoom in straight on them. Are you all right? Just
yeah. There was a couple where I was fully dying, I must admit.
I think that's what makes a difference. You know, I don't know any, not blowing our own trumpet, but I don't know any other stream that puts clips and other stuff in their streams.
Yeah.
You know, intros to other people, you know, make it, but people want to do that. A lot of people do their own intros. Like Big Paulie, I'll do an intro for you. You know, it's like, I don't know if you ever see the one where I think it was about Ray and he was licking a cream off something, if I remember, which is a bit close to the mark. Because you see Big Paulie. Big Paulie's you see him on the Bounty Bunch to how he is on his channel. It's 2 different people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. I feel like it's a very open area, I guess, on the Bounty Bunch. It's like you could just chill out a bit more. But it's nice like that. I say, to me, it feels like a hangout area, which I think is really cool.
Yeah. And you're welcome back anytime you want. When you want to come back, just let us know and we'll fit you in.
Oh, thank you. Well, I am going to have next month off of streams completely. I sort of haven't really done it. But after that, yeah, I'll be on whenever you want me there.
Cool.
I really like Movies Plus Games is here.
Hello.
And Mr. Jamie Smith is here, the Batman. I love you guys.
I know you obviously, everyone know, we're making a fan film based on E.T. crossed with They Live. I know James has seen the footage of Batman. Have you seen what we did?
I've seen the footage of Batman. I have, yeah.
and there's extras because if I do a special edition, there's extra content of him beating he maybe has a fight of an ET, and it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I love it, legend. And even what he says at the end. Yeah,
it caught me off guard a bit, I must say, but it was pretty brilliant, Jamie. To be fair,
he's a guy that obviously on Big Paulie's group, he was always, you know, he talked about Batman quite a bit, and got bloody hell, this guy only talks about Batman. Is he a bit strange? And then we don't really, he disappeared for a while, and then obviously I invited him into the Bounty Bunch,
Mhm.
and then we started talking. Then he come on the streams, and he literally loved being on the streams. And he is one of the co-hosts now, so he's with me, Lee, and Adam as the top
Mhm.
guys because he's so genuine, and
Yeah.
I love him,
Yeah.
top bloke.
No, he is an absolutely fantastic guy, and
And he
I
knows a lot of stuff. I watched his stream with you. He
Mhm.
knows his stuff.
Yeah, no, he is. He's got a good collection as well. You know, he's got a good bit of knowledge behind him there on films. I'd say definitely. And if I ever whenever I buy anything Batman now, because I've been a bit bad this week. I got a Dark Knight mask.
Okay.
And I also bought Robert Pattinson's Batman, the model, because I'm just so in love with that movie. It's like this huge statue. It's up on my shelf. But every time I got one, I was sending Jamie a picture. I was like, "Look what I got."
I can't talk about stuff I buy. No, I've got a crazy. I didn't like Batman. I know.
I'm gonna be honest. You're now gonna be the first person I've spoken to who didn't like it. I've seen a few people in the Facebook groups didn't like it, but I was like, I'm not gonna. No, I'm not gonna.
See, I'll say the first. We can talk about that for a while now, but the first 20 minutes is some of the best Batman content I've ever seen. Obviously, them looking in the shadows, looking up, seeing the bat signal, and not knowing if he's there or not is absolutely phenomenal. I'm just Affleck all the way. You know, there's rumors that I know you obviously can't. He's not going to come back, but Affleck was the proper Frank Miller looking Batman. He was the size. You know, I just think we wasn't ready for another Batman, and now we've got Michael Keaton as the main Batman. You know, it's just I don't know. I'll watch it again. Obviously, HBO Max on the I think 19th of April.
Yeah.
I just went into the cinema. It was what I thought was a bit overly long. The Batmobile was cool. There's cool bits in it. I can talk about this bit's good, this bit's good, but overall, it just something that didn't click to me the first time. But it might do over many views.
Yeah, that's fair. You know, I do completely get why, you know, it's not for everyone. It's a very this version of Batman is so different to what we had. Because I mean, I think I said this on the Bounty Bunch as well. Like, my favorite Batman is Ben Affleck. I think Ben Affleck's easily my favorite Bruce Wayne. Easily.
Yeah.
I think now Batman though. I think my favorite might actually be Robert Pattinson's, but I like Ben Affleck would be second still. Like I get why people love his Batman, even though he weren't in the best movies. But he's just looks like
what people get as well, where they defend certain things. Like I hear a lot of things about, you know, it's based on Year One, it's based on Longest Halloween Night. But then the director said it's not based on them. But as soon as any criticism about the film, it's based on Year One, but it's not. You know, I mean, it's crazy, but it's good. I'll give it another go. I'll buy it.
Yeah, I mean, I said because funny enough, like literally right before we went live today, I recorded my podcast episode today with my friend Ryan, and there was no films out this week, so we're sort of like, oh, what are we going to talk about? So we talked about the Dark Knight trilogy because we hadn't talked about that before. So Jamie, if you're watching, you'll enjoy today's episode. But of course, the Batman come up as well, and Michael Keaton's ones. And I sort of saying, like, I get why people don't like this movie, but it's like it's sort of the same with the Dark Knight. Like, I get why people wouldn't love that movie as well.
I guess obviously, my wife's a massive Batman fan from comics. My only knowledge of most superheroes is through movies.
Yeah.
So I really like Batman Returns. Batman Returns isn't comic accurate. And, you know, if you look at the early 70s TV show, then it went to Tim Burton, very, very dark. People was a bit, okay, it's a bit too dark. But then you had Forever and Robin, that was a much lighter tone from the older ones. I can appreciate, I like all of the Batman films to an extent. But you like what you like, didn't you?
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, I'm sort of the same, to be honest. Like with Marvel, I'm quite good with the comics. Now, when I see something coming up, like when WandaVision was coming up, I went and read House of M, stuff like that. But I'll admit, I'm not as good with DC, and I'm the same. I'm kind of just there with the films, and Marvel are doing so. You know, their universe is constantly pumping stuff out, and it's usually good. I'd say Marvel are a lot more consistent than DC, so I'm normally attaching to their universe more, which is why I don't read as much DC stuff.
There's so much, you know. You read Nightfall. There's so much good Batman, but there's so much shit. Yeah. Another thing that got me about the Batman film, I see a few reviews before seeing it, saying it's the first film that doesn't go into depth about his parents, which you know you don't want to see him die in every single film. Yeah. But then you go in the film, and the whole film is pretty much about his parents.
Mm. Yeah,
Loosely, loosely. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's funny. I actually remember right at the start of the movie when obviously I don't know if I can say it because it's still so fresh, but how it opens as a character looking at a family, there's a mum and a dad and a little kid. And I just leaned over to my mate Ryan. I was like, "Here we go. We're gonna see the Waynes die again." So I was pretty pleased when it didn't turn out to be that exactly.
And it reminded me of the Telltale games. I really like the Telltale Batman games. They felt like that. And it's the same kind of story with the parents.
Yeah, I haven't played them, but I've seen a lot of clips and they look good. I really need to play the Arkham games because I still haven't played them. But...
Even go to Origins. Origins ain't the best because it was previous gen before that, but it's good. I finished all of them. I think they're all fantastic.
Yeah, I was looking to see if they brought them out on the Switch because I always take my Switch away with me. I was like, I could play them while I'm on holiday, but I haven't.
It'd be too dark. I'm thinking old Game Boy days when you got to be right at the direct sunlight. You can't even see it. Do you know what I mean?
No, that's it. They are. I took it on my last holiday and moved my Switch, and sitting outside, I was like, "There's no point, is there?" What is your favourite film theory of all time? One is that Kevin from Home Alone is Jigsaw when he grows up. I quite like the one. Is it Willy Wonka becomes the guy from? Well, no, it's Charlie from the Chocolate Factory. Doesn't he become the guy running the train in Snowpiercer?
Yeah, the Chris Evans film.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
I quite like that one. And people, I haven't seen it in years, but there's like a YouTube video online where people have put it all together, and it's like, I mean, they've got too much time on their hands, quite frankly. Yeah. But it's also it's interesting.
I think that the Home Alone Jigsaw thing. Yeah, there's I think even Macaulay Culkin done a little spoof for that. I think as well.
Yeah,
he come back, but yeah, that's I think he is Jigsaw anyway.
Yeah, I quite like that one actually. I gotta say. So No Way Home on the 4th of April, and then the Skywalker Saga on the 5th. Very exciting. Skywalker Saga. Oh, do you mean the Lego?
Is that that's the game, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm guessing that's what it means. Yeah, I mean, I can't lie. I am buzzing for Lego Star Wars. I'm so excited for that game.
Yeah. How many times? I'll do 2 seconds. I think my dog's locked himself in the toilet. Give me a second. I'll find out where he is.
No, it's all right. No, take time. Yeah, no, I mean, you won't be seeing an unboxing for me, people, on Spider-Man as a heads up because I will still be on holiday. So I'll probably just post pictures of that one on my Instagram when I get back. But Skywalker Saga, if people remember, I actually did a live stream playing Battlefront about a year and a half ago, and I labelled it like Movie Bug Plays Episode 1. So I might finally pick that series back up with Lego Star Wars, I'm thinking. And
see, my issues with the Lego games, you know, I think they've done the original trilogy. They're great. There's so many things to unlock. There's like 1 million characters.
Do you know what? It's so funny because I have been playing this week on my PS2. I've pulled them out and I've been playing them this week on my PS2.
Cool.
I've completed this one completely. I'm literally on Return of the Jedi and I'm starting to get a bit fed up now. And
you're gonna have to play through Rise of Skywalker.
Yes, I know. I'm not looking forward to that. But you know, I've been looking at gameplay of it. And it actually looks so different. So on my Switch, I've bought Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, Harry Potter, DC Villains, something like that. All those Lego games, and I think they feel really samey. Because I'm looking at.
Do you think they become too open? They almost become like a Grand Theft Auto game.
Yeah.
Well, I like the old. You go into a Star Wars level, you get a cutscene, you collect coins, you kill some enemies. Next level. You know, they made them too open world. We have to search for stuff to do missions, or you have to get a certain amount of coins to unlock this golden brick. It's got too repetitive.
Yeah. See, I mean, I don't know. With one of the things that I actually really love about the old Lego Star Wars games on the PS2, I just like going on the prequel one when I've unlocked all the characters and just running around Dexter's bar, just bumping into people. I'm like, oh, there's Grievous. Oh, there's Qui-Gon. I love that.
It's cool. I like the Jurassic Park game. I really like that as well.
That's the only one I haven't bought. It's on
really
the Switch,
good.
that one. It's on the Switch, and I think I bought the Harry Potter one over it, but I got a bit bored on the Harry Potter one. I can't lie.
It might be worth getting the Jurassic one because obviously with Dominion coming out, everything's going to suddenly shoot up in price month beforehand, like it normally does.
To be fair, I might get that one to take away with me, as I say. So I'm going to go over to Game on Thursday or Friday and buy a Switch game to take on holiday with me. So I might, if they got that one. I was looking at that with Spyro, funny enough.
Spyro's pretty good. I think the problem with I don't understand why this Star Wars game has taken so long to come out. I'm sure I see a trailer for it like about 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think it was originally meant to come out like a couple months after Rise of Skywalker, and then COVID hit. But
Okay.
I think they have used COVID as an excuse to make the game better.
And stick Mando stuff in there. I think there's Mandalorian stuff in there as well.
Yeah, I think Bad Batch is getting like a pack on it as well.
Okay.
I was looking at all the characters today because it got leaked, all the characters. I don't normally like looking at stuff like this, but I was with my colleague and he was looking at it, and I was like, "Oh, go on, I'll have a look." And there's a lot of characters on this game, like a lot of random ones as well. Like you can play as Max is it Max Bebo or something like that?
Rebo, or the blue guy in the band.
You can play as him. You can play as Mama the Hutt from a Clone Wars episode. It's like,
do you ever play Jabba the Hutt in the last Lego game? It's just a big lump. You couldn't do anything. Just waddles everywhere.
I don't think I had the one where you could play as Jabba. I literally have. I think I only had the PS2 ones. I haven't played any of the others.
But you know what you do. You get plenty of coins. You run around the level you said. Go up to a character. Oh, he's 200 coins. Never heard of him. I'll buy him. Yeah. There's a better one around the corner.
Yeah, exactly that. Although I saw that they had like Bosk on there, so I'm just gonna buy Bosk. Yeah. I love Bosk.
Leave Jar Jar out. The Sith Lord Jar Jar.
Oh no, I like Jar Jar. I like Jar.
Is he going to be an Obi-Wan though? Is he going to be an Obi-Wan?
No chance.
No. See, I think he should, because obviously look at the comics when he was a street performer.
Yeah,
he was a street performer. Everything fell down. He was doing all the bits and just a joker.
Yeah, do you know what? I wouldn't be upset if we saw Jar Jar. I really wouldn't. I'd like to see how they'd CGI him now, how different he'd look, because it's weird. I rewatched The Phantom Menace. I rewatch it all the time. It's my childhood movie.
Yeah.
The 4Ks, he doesn't look too bad on the 4K, but I remember watching him on like my Blu-rays, and I was like, oh, it does not look great anymore, does he? He has aged. The 4K's improved it a bit. I must admit. But
you can get a bootleg of that without him in it.
Okay, of course you can.
I don't know why. It makes no sense how it would work, but they're completely CG'd him out.
I don't
cut him out.
I don't. I mean, he is a bit much, but I don't. I think the hate for him's a bit much.
But it's fun, and I don't like the pod race. I think the pod race is way too long. But I've still got fond memories. Obviously, the mall fight. It's cool. Yeah. Jar Jar didn't bother me at all. Not really.
It's like Attack of the Clones, because I think that's the most hated Star Wars film ever, alongside The Rise of Skywalker. But I feel like because I grew up with Attack of the Clones, I couldn't say it's a bad film. I really enjoy it because it's just one of the films I grew up with. And there'll be people growing up with Rise of Skywalker who feel that way. And they're going to look at me like I'm an arsehole because I'm constantly slagging it off.
It's got some, but the worst character in Star Wars is the caretakers. The ones on Luke's planet sweeping up. They're the most pointless things ever.
You'll be pleased to know you can play as them on Lego Star Wars. They are an unlockable character.
And there's probably the whole family. Probably get 9 of them. The kids and. Can you get the creature? The milk that he milks.
No, you can't get that. You can't get that. What else can you? There was some real left field ones from the sequel trilogy, but it's like there's for like the heroes of the original and the sequel trilogy. There's like 8 versions of Han on the game. It's like, do we need 8 Hans?
It'll be different hairs, different hair, and is there a dead Han?
No, there's not.
Just a hole and just smoke coming out.
I think it was Luke who had ridiculous amounts, like his Hoth gear and his Endor gear, and then his Bespin gear, and Yoda on his back, and it's like, do we need all of these versions of Luke?
Yeah. Is Yaddle in it?
She is.
Well, okay. So they're going deep in there. Okay.
Yeah, they're really going for it. I respect it.
But they're saying Yaddle might be Grogu's mum, aren't they?
Yeah, I sort of hope that's not true. I hope, but
we'll see soon.
We'll see. Have you guys seen the new 4K box sets for the Dark Knight trilogies on HMV? Yeah, I don't know if you know this, Rob, or if anyone in the comments knows it.
Steelbooks, I know. They are steelbooks. Yeah, a lot of people say they weren't steelbooks, but Lee's proved them they are. The problem is they're not making all of them. They're making the films that are relevant with the DC at the moment. Yeah. So if they didn't release the whole set, well, I don't want a half complete set.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just not a steelbook collector, so I think I'm gonna pass on them then. If they weren't steelbooks, I think I might have got them. But
Mm.
um, but yeah, no, that's they look nice, but I get what you mean because they're doing 89 and returns, but they're not doing Forever or Batman and
It
Robin.
just doesn't make sense. But then
No,
I'm worried. I'm still worried about my Jurassic Parks. I've got the steelbooks, the black
yeah,
HMV steelbooks,
yeah.
and I see that listing of the new box set that's come
Mhm.
out with
There
different
is,
colours.
yeah. I don't want to be a negative, but I would bet my money that it's not going to match.
And I think it will. But the thing is, that box set hasn't got a gap for the new one. But
No,
it's going to be. I've got a feeling it's going to be white. I keep saying it's going to be a white, and I'll sell them because it'll wind me up.
yeah,
I'll get a marker pen on it.
yeah. I don't blame you, mate. I would do. See, I'm quite lucky. I feel like there isn't really many things I collect like that still where they have potential to mess it up. I get those nice classic Doctor Who sets, and I'm worried that when the new era of Doctor Who kicks in next
And they'll
year,
change them.
you can change the logo, and it's gonna be like, oh, why?
So when you start collecting, I've got all the 10 or 9 seasons or 10 of Walking Dead, and you get the big fat boxes, you get the tiny thin ones. You know, it just don't. I know it's just boxes. It don't look good.
The
Like,
Walking
if I collect the Fast and Furious, that would piss me right off
Yeah,
when
oh
they
god.
stop numbering them.
The Walking Dead, I remember because I used to have them individually, and then I bought the season 1 through 7 box on Amazon because it was so
Okay.
cheap. But I used to have them individually, and they looked a mess on the shelf. They looked a mess.
But do you remember the back in the day with the Simpsons DVD box sets with the heads?
I didn't collect them because I've never been a huge Simpsons person, but I remember seeing them all the time in HMV and stuff when I go in there.
How do you display them? How do you? I don't.
No idea.
It's random.
No idea.
I'm not a big fan of Simpsons. I think it's. I don't think it's funny.
No, I don't mind a couple of the older ones, but I've never been big on that. Family Guy, South Park, Rick and Morty. That it's just not my sense of humor, really. I mean, I'm not big on American comedy in general. There's a
In
couple
general,
of shows I like. Like I like the US version of The Office. That was
yes, good.
entertaining.
I think it's potentially better than the UK one.
Oh, I think it is.
Surpasses it.
It's one of those very rare things where I prefer the American version to the British.
Yeah. Just don't watch the In-Betweeners.
Oh, I can say I've seen the first episode, and then I was like, right, fuck that, no more.
They made more than one. I think they cut it short after one season. One of the guys.
I watched one episode. I literally only done one episode, and then I was like, I'm done.
That is enough.
Yes. Have any of you seen Watchmen? I mean, I've seen it, the movie.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. I just remember looking in the credits and as a credit for an animator that just done his wink, just done his an animator did it. I just thought it was overly long and a bit depressing, but that was a different state. You know, you didn't have superhero films like that back then, so I think it's aged quite well. But there's so many different editions. I did like the series. I wasn't a big fan of the series, but I think there's too many editions. I've got a basic Blu-ray. I haven't got the. I think there's a director's cut with the animated with it.
There's a new steelbook set up for pre-order at the minute.
Okay.
I think. I mean, as I say, I won't get it because I'm not a steelbook collector, but it looks really nice. Yeah, I'm the same. I just kind of lukewarm on the movie. I think it's all right. So
it's because I look at the Hulk guy, and I don't know what it's for his name, and it just feels like Batman. No, it's not. But it's like I don't know the characters. It looks like a rip-off of stuff I like.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I get that. I don't really know much about Watchmen, to be honest. Although I hear that I think it's the comic that comes before it. My friend Ryan, who I did a podcast with, he's reading it in a minute. I hear that's incredible, but I just really don't know much about Watchmen, to be honest.
The Boys is supposed to be a good read as well.
Oh, is it? I do. I actually really want to read that because I love the show. I love it.
Yeah.
So I'm buzzing for season 3.
And they might become superheroes. The trailer's a bit strange, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't lie. I wasn't a massive fan of the trailer because it was edited so quickly. I was like, my brain went into overload while I was watching it. But I mean, I trust them because the first 2 seasons have just been awesome.
Yeah,
really great. So one of my favorite shows going at the minute.
Cool.
Jim's here. Hello, guys. How are you guys doing? James, wow, 5'6", so damn short. Yeah.
I'm 6'2", I think.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be like looking up then. Do you know what though? It's so weird because my family are all midgets. Like my parents are
Okay.
must be like 5'4", 5'3". So I'm always like walking around my house looking down on them. And then I go out with my mates, and then I'm like, what the hell? It's such a contrast.
Yeah. I think I've seen you in a few pictures of your holiday snaps.
Yeah,
I think it's standing on a stall or something.
yeah. It's funny. We done when we went to Future Ventura on our last day. We feel as a professional photographer walking around. We're like, oh, that'd be a
Were you
laugh.
jumping up in the air?
Yeah, it was like literally. It was like any time we were near some steps, I got at the back, so I was like, I look the same height as everyone. um, am I the only one who's still in love with the Batman? I mean, I'm still in love with it, but
I've got 6 posters in my car if anyone wants any. I picked up some of the cinema ones. It's just not that I've not been to cinema long. It's very different through COVID. You know, we watch things on streaming. It's probably the first film I've been back to for a long time. It just didn't. I don't know. Maybe I was tired. I'll watch it indoors. This is why I think Justice League done so. I loved it so much because you could pause it. Would it have
yeah,
done so well in the cinema at that ratio for that amount of time? Probably not. The fact that you could watch it indoors at your own pace.
that's it. Yeah, know what you
You
mean.
know, it's like
Yeah, I definitely feel like that towards some films where it's like if I'd seen this in the cinema, I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. It was a film recently which went to, I think it was the Adam Project, and I
yeah.
liked it because I think that was going to go to cinema at one point as well.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I remember saying to a few of my mates when we were talking about it, I said like if I'd seen that in the cinema, I would have enjoyed it even less. To be honest, I think I'm
Yeah.
pleased that I
Yeah.
watched it at home.
But then it's the other. Look, I've obviously love Ghostbusters Afterlife, love it.
Yeah,
But
that
I
was.
found it really hard to watch it a second time.
Oh really?
Loved it. Obviously, I've seen all the others in the cinema. Didn't mind the 16 one, and so I couldn't get. Oh, it's the same as Spider Man. I've only seen Spider Man. I've seen it twice. Seen it indoors as well, and it was like oh,
Yeah, I'm at
because
yeah,
I need more of a gap maybe from when I've watched it.
yeah. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, I'm gonna be curious to see how I feel about Ghostbusters on the second watch because I really loved it. But I think the thing that made me love that movie so much was purely the last act, where I think they handled everything so well. Obviously, with one of the
Yeah,
Ghostbusters being dead, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Um, and it's hard. It's one of the few times I cried in the cinema.
you choked up.
Yeah,
It's the music for me. You know, I it's strange. Even when the music starts near the beginning, it brought
yeah,
me straight back to my granddad taught me to see Ghostbusters 2
yeah.
when I had all the figures in the cinema chair next to me.
hmm
That just a random bang this memory, and I was like a kid again.
Yeah,
So it was absolutely crazy.
I think that is the best I've ever seen a movie handle like a actor who's no longer there. Because I was saying this to my mate Ryan when we walked out of the cinema. Because I kept saying to him, I was like, you know me, I like the first Ghostbusters, but I didn't grow up with it, so I'm not one of these massive
Yeah, yeah.
Ghostbusters fans. But I think it's just they handled that so well, and the way other characters were reacting to him, and
And the CGI works very well because it is a
mm,
ghost form. I think if it was a CGI like us,
mhm.
it might have the whole Rogue One treatment, look a
Yeah,
little bit shiny.
yeah. No, I completely agree. It was. I don't know. That really touched me. That movie. I got to say, done really
Because
well.
the original script for Ghostbusters 3,
Mm.
Bill Murray was supposed to die at the beginning,
Oh, was he?
and he was coming back as a ghost.
Oh, okay. Well, that
And
would have
there's
been.
going to be 2 dimensions. I think it was called Ghostbusters in Hell, and then
Mhm.
it led to the game that come out, which is supposed to be the
Oh,
true
right.
sequel to
Mhm.
2. But then
Yeah.
but they never made it because they couldn't get. Rick Moranis had a big falling out with the cast. That's why he wasn't in it.
Yeah. I
So,
mean,
but it's enjoyable, but I need to give it more time to watch before watch it again.
yeah. I mean, I haven't watched it since cinema, and I haven't picked it up because I do want to get the 4K. But every time I look at the cover is so horrific. I'm like, I don't want to spend money on you.
Things
So I.
you can't buy day one anymore. The thing is, it's like from cinema, you're looking at between £4 and £12. Under 3 months, you're getting it physical. Under 2 months, it's in a sale.
Yeah. That's it.
Why you can't? It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, the only things I tend to pick up first day now are Marvel because I'm complete and I love
Yes,
Marvel.
same.
Star Wars whenever they eventually put another movie out. And unless something absolutely blows me away like the Batman, it'll be that. But I like other things because I've got every single Disney film. I loved Encanto. I haven't picked it up yet because it's like, do I need to spend 25 quid on it? Because it's on Disney Plus. Plus, I know in about 6 months I'll be able to get it for like 6 quid to a tenner.
See, I won't. All my Disney from one upwards and my Pixar. I haven't done the jump to 4K. I've just got Blu-ray, and the
Yeah.
fact that a lot of time you can't get a slip on release, you have to
Oh.
wait. I don't understand. It makes no sense. I mean, you're waiting for it to get reduced, and then you get a nice slip of it. I don't understand why they do that, Disney.
No, the Raya slip. I mean, that took like 4 months or so to come out. It's like the Lucas slips only just come out for Pixar.
They should do an offer where, like, if you buy it day one, you email them and they send you a slip, and all you got to do is pay for postage.
Yeah, yep, I agree, because it's a pain in the arse. Because I've got Raya and Soul here because I bought them in 4K when they come out, and then I bought them again to get the slip. So I've got a Blu-ray in there. There's no point in me opening it because I've got the 4K.
I'm slightly worried with Pixar though. A lot of their stuff going straight to streaming. It's a bit concerning.
I think Lightyear will be the one that'll be in cinema, and I think they'll stay in cinema from there then on. I hope, because I really wish I'd seen Soul, Luca. I loved Luca. I thought that film was great.
Yeah.
And even though I didn't love Turning Red, I still wish I'd been able to see that at the cinema because I liked it enough. So, did any of you hear about Chris Stuckman's new movie? I know he's making a movie.
His funded one, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah,
a bit more high budget, than my one.
Yeah.
This is my budget. I might sign them. And give them away.
Yeah, yeah, do an auction or something. Give the money to charity. Yeah, it's a horror film, isn't it? I think.
Okay.
I don't really know much about it, to be honest. I do like Chris Stuckman though, so I will watch it for him. Thoughts on the Netflix Fear Street trilogy? I think I saw that you watched these.
Yeah, I think it's very underrated. It feels like 80s slasher films, and the fact that we're not. I don't obviously I don't agree with bootlegs, but you can get them bootlegs. They're never going to come out on disc. Same as Glow. I love Glow. Never's going to come out. It's a good trilogy. It feels a little bit like Tales from the Crypt and kind of like Creepshow kind of feature length episodes. But yeah, they're good. That's a good horror, other than the shitty Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh god,
come out.
That was dog shit.
It's Halloween. It's the same. Bring back a character from the first film.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this? And I like all of the Texas films. This one just doesn't make sense why it was made.
I mean, I can't lie. I actually haven't seen any others. I was planning to watch them all before this one, and I think I just ran out of time. It popped up on Netflix. I was at work and I didn't have much on, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna watch a new one. So it just popped it up on my phone. Oh, it was.
But
bad.
people love it. The thing is, after with Friday the 13th, when there's not been a film made for many years, they have to make another one, or they lose the rights. It reverts back to the owners. I reckon that's what happened with this.
Yeah,
they had to make it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked because I honestly I watched this new Texas Chainsaw Massacre film. I just feel like there was no effort that went into it. It felt very just. Let's just have him kill a few people and then that's it. Boom, end of the movie. And it just wasn't shot well. No good.
And even in the cornfield at the beginning, was he kneeling down? Because there's a very low cornfield. His head's up there, and it's.
I don't know. I saw so many people taking the piss out of that on Twitter.
And the bus bit, obviously, just once he's chopping someone up, just go behind him. Yeah. Instead of everyone just moving to the back of the bus.
Yeah, I've seen some people praising this scene. I've seen people comparing it to like hallway scenes like Vader and Rogue One and stuff. It's like, what? It's like the Vader one. It was like, oh, the camera's in front of him. You could see Vader doing stuff. This, it kept cutting so much. I couldn't tell what he was doing. I just saw a chainsaw every now and then and blood flying everywhere.
But number three is bad. As in the old, it's just called Leatherface. But it had one of the best trailers. It was a lake like Crystal Lake, like Friday the 13th, and a gold chainsaw, massive one, just with the biggest blade you've ever seen, just comes up the middle. And that was the teaser trailer. And back in the day, it was cool. It was good.
I will check the older ones out at some point because I'm sure there's a couple there I won't mind.
Did you watch Scream?
Yes, watch Scream. I really enjoyed. I don't think you did. I'm pretty sure I saw you make a post about it. I really liked it personally. I really enjoyed it.
I just thought Arquette was a bit pointless.
Yeah.
But if it brings if it brings more fans on, it brings more attention to horror. I'm up for it. It doesn't mean I've got to like every film. It means we're going to get. There's another Final Destination coming out. They're doing another one. So
I've
cool.
really got into all these slashers lately. I watched all the Friday the 13th, all of the Halloweens, all of the Nightmare on Elm Streets. I've really been enjoying them, to be fair. I'm happy that there's a lot of them coming back at the minute. And I actually really hope to see a new Nightmare on Elm Street at some point, because I really enjoyed that.
Did you like the remake?
Actually, I can't lie. I wasn't big on the remake.
It's because they focused. The thing is, with me, with when you watch maybe the first two, you know, there's character development. You care about these characters. When you get to 2, 3, or 4, you're caring about how they die, and you don't care about the people that are in it. And that's when obviously they become a franchise, and that's when it loses it a bit. But my problem with the remake, they focus so far on the child molesting side of it. It wasn't. It was weird.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Yeah, it's weird because I wasn't big on the Friday the 13th remake either, and that came out at the same sort of time, didn't it? I think they were literally just a year apart.
I think it was one and two, the first 2 films, that the remake of that.
Yeah.
But look at Hills of Eyes. The Hills of Eyes 2 remakes are better than the original.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I will. I'm gonna get around to all of these other ones because I do really enjoy them. Actually, I never thought I'd be a horror slasher kind of guy like 2 years ago, but I do enjoy them.
Cool.
What console are you getting Lego Star Wars the Skywalker Saga on? For me, it's Nintendo Switch. I'm going to get it on my PS5. Are you going to be picking this up, or are you going to be waiting until it goes down a bit in price?
Maybe. I'd just get a digital. I would get a digital, but it tends to be dearer digital. I'm still playing. I buy Assassin's Creed every year. I buy WWE every year when it comes out, just because it's good fun when the friends are over.
Yeah.
And I'm going through all the Resident Evils at the moment. I'm going for them again.
That's weird. I watched the first Resident Evil movie this week. I thought, it's a franchise I should probably watch.
It's all right, and there's a Netflix show very soon.
Yeah, I saw it got announced. Yeah.
I remember back in the day when I used to work I run an independent game shop back in the day, and my friend came in one day and he said, "Do you know there's a Resident Evil film?" And there was struggling getting a distribution rights in the UK, and he had a perfect copy a year before it came out in the UK.
Really? Jeez.
And I was like, "What's this?" And I'm like, "It's okay. They're very loosely based on there's characters in the games in there." And my issue was, if Alice ever appeared in a game, I would stop playing Resident Evil.
Oh, really? Yeah. What? How come? If you don't mind.
Have you seen all of them? Or just seen the first one?
I've only seen the first one. I haven't played the games. The
thing is, she's not in the games, and they overpower in most of her films. They overpower her up, and she's a non-stop killing machine. And there's a character in Nemesis called the Nemesis in the second one, and they really underplayed him, and they made him too short. And there's a bit in it where you can go on YouTube and Google it. They stretched out the scene to make him look bigger.
Okay.
But they didn't edit the cars at the back, so behind him there's these really long cars. But you might have more enjoyment with the films because you haven't seen the games. Because I hated Welcome to Raccoon City.
Yeah.
And that's the closest thing you can get to the games. But I think with a game like Resi, you're playing the narration, you're going into that corner, you're shooting that zombie, you don't know what's around that corner. Where within a film, you're just sitting there and watching them do this stuff. So I think survival horror games don't work as films.
No, that's fair. I do find that, with horror, I think that games will always work better. I haven't played many horror games, but there was that Alien game that came out.
You need to get when Dead Space comes out and remastered on PS5. You need that straight away.
Yeah.
You'll love it.
I know nothing about that game, to be honest, but I'm guessing it's a pretty scary one. There.
After this, watch the trailer. It's phenomenal. You get these weapons called a plasma cutter, and they're like three blades. Creature runs towards you. You cut his legs off. It crawls towards you. Cut his arms off. He's nudging to get to you. It's so atmospheric. It's amazing series.
I remember playing the Alien game. I think it was Isolation.
It's cool.
I could not get through it. I think I saw the Alien about 3 times, and after the 3rd time it jumped me. I was like, "Fuck that! No." I had about 4 heart attacks. I was literally sitting in the corner of my room, like.
And then you have androids appear halfway through the game, so you haven't got to just contend with this alien. You've got these little guys running around.
Yeah, I only heard about them. I didn't get there. I was like, I can't do this.
It's good. I finished it. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. It just stressed me out too much. Lucas Talks Films is here.
Hello.
Thoughts on Hogwarts Legacy video game coming out this year? I think this looks really cool, and I've been waiting for a good Harry Potter game in ages because I just feel like the world of Harry Potter's dead at the minute. These Fantastic Beasts films are doing nothing to re-energize it, but this game actually looks really exciting. So
I think it's good you get games based on films now. You remember when you go and see Lord of the Rings, and when you come out of cinema, you go to game and pick up the game. You know, Spider-Man 2 game is fantastic. You don't get anymore.
Yeah, I was literally just about to say Spider-Man 2, and like Revenge of the Sith, I remember playing that all the time.
Yeah.
Even though that game was bullshit, because I think they brought that out like 2 weeks before the movie, so you could play it and
I think they changed the ending. Or there's a lot of spoilers in there, but I think they changed key parts in that.
Yeah. But oh god, they'd never get away with that now. But there's some other games that I played based on movies. I can't think what ones I used to like now off the top of my head. It's like the SpongeBob movie game. That was always good fun.
I think one of the SpongeBob was really good, and then I think they released one a day. There's so many SpongeBob.
I've just discovered this funny enough because there's a SpongeBob game on the Switch at the minute, and I was like, oh, I might get that. And I was looking at reviews, and they actually referenced after the movie game, they made so many, and they become so generic.
I think Battle for Bikini Bottom was the good one. I could be completely wrong. I just remember that one get remastered. I
think that was it. I know it's the one based off the movie because I remember doing the mission when you're in the burger car. Or something.
The problem games like you jump on a platform and then the camera would go there. You know what I mean? You did it every time.
Yeah. Funny, I remember me and my mates. This was for my 24th birthday, so it wasn't too long ago. It was about 5 months ago now. We went to a retro bar, so you'd go in there drink, and they had like old arcadey games around the outside.
Yep.
They had a PS1. We played GoldenEye on it, and I'm pretty sure I had this on PS2. And we were looking at the graphics. We were like, "Oh my god, how did we used to play this stuff?"
The faces were just like blurred. Like you go back to Metal Gear 1, like when you get remasters, and it'll say press triangle to get the old look, and you press the button. It's like, oh god,
yeah,
and it looked good back then. But that's the same with films and CGI.
Yeah, that's true.
Look, there was a point where was there a point that Mummy Returns looked good with The Rock? No, I think they always look bad.
Yeah, I was going to say
when he come out the thing, but
I think that's considered like the worst CGI moment ever, isn't it?
It's when every film The Rock did, he had to do the people's eyebrow, and he'd have to do a rock bottom on one of the characters. That was like, it's like, is it Shazam? Is he in Shazam? Do what? Fury of the Gods.
Yeah, it is. Well, no wait, he's going to do the Black Adam thing, isn't he?
Because I think I'm sure he was brought over through that as well. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. I can't. I get a bit confused with it all now. There's so many DC films coming up now, and then I was sort of just getting to know, like, okay, so we're getting Flash at the end of the year, and then Batgirl, and then they're going to change.
It's because I think the company have been bought out, and they get bought out next year, and they don't want to put all their money in one basket this year. Come out next year, and there's nothing out. The problem I've got now, if they brought Aquaman forward. And the Flash was supposed to come out first. So what happens in the Flash doesn't affect any of the universe if it's changed around.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think that maybe the Flash went back because they're maybe putting Patterson in it. I know Superman's supposed to be in it.
Yeah, I've heard Superman's going to be in it. I don't know. Warner Brothers and DC, it's a bit of a mess. They jump the gun way too quick all the time, I think. You know, one thing's a disaster and they cancel it. And one thing does well, and then they're like, right, sequel straight away.
Yeah.
Will you be getting the Godfather trilogy on 4K? I mean, I personally won't be. I don't want to spend like £80 on.
Yeah, it's overpriced. Same as I'm still waiting for the Karate Kid one to drop.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the first 2 Godfather films, but they're not films I will watch often at all. So there is no rush for me to buy them. Adam is here. Hello, hope you're both well.
Hey, I just had Adam's footage come through today for his little cameo.
Yeah. Well, everyone's going to be in this video.
It's getting bigger. I've got to get a point where just before I come on here, Jamie said, "Can you call me for 30 seconds?" Because
Yeah.
he was in the park with his phone. He's like, what do you need? I'm like,
Yeah.
I've got to go on the stream in a minute. But, yeah, it's the problem is nothing makes sense at the moment. I've got tons of clips. So I'm trying to fit bits in to make some sort of narrative in it, so it's not just random clips.
Yeah. Oh, that's fair enough.
It is gonna be fun though. It's different. It's different, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh no, it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to seeing it, and if I get to make a small cameo as well. I'll just see down the bottom here. I'm just going to move up to the comments quickly. My friend Ryan, our new episode of the podcast is up, everyone.
Hey.
Movie Bug, I was wondering if I could do a virtual interview on my YouTube channel on my show this Thursday at 8 p.m. I don't know if I will be able to because I'm going away on Tuesday, and I think that Thursday I'm going out to get all my stuff for my holiday. So, but message me on Instagram. That's where I always tell people to go. I saw an IGN review that said that said Batman Forever is better than The Dark Knight Rises. Okay.
There's a 3-hour cut of Forever.
Oh, is there?
There's a bootleg cut, and it starts off different. It starts off in Arkham. And it's got Two-Face in it. I've got a cut of it, but it makes it a lot more darker.
I would be very interested in watching that. I'm not. Again, it's probably one of those things because I didn't grow up with it, but I'm not a big fan of Forever and Batman and Robin. I feel like if I grew up with Forever, I'd probably enjoy that one more. But
so I'm not a big Jim Carrey fan, but I think what his range is now with his films, he could play a darker Riddler. He could come back, obviously not as dark as he is now, but I think he could do a Riddler.
I agree. I think he'd be good in the DC EU because obviously Michael Keaton's coming back. So I don't know if that means the Val Kilmer and the George Clooney one are sort of canon. I don't really get if they sort of pick up.
I think they've got if they're going to go the Flashpoint way.
Yeah.
And they'll take hints from Marvel. I think they'll try and do everything canon.
Yeah.
Even Catwoman.
Yeah. I'd maybe leave that one out. I completely agree with you on the Jim Carrey thing. Absolutely. What's your favorite video game movie? I'm not the best person to ask on this, to be honest. I liked the new Tomb Raider, and I actually quite enjoyed Sonic. Street Fighter.
It's the still.
That's a very cool cover. That's a very.
You got to see how this is. Like Jamie sent the still. Okay.
I haven't seen this movie.
Right, that's the front.
Yeah.
Look at the back.
Jeez. Oh my God.
It comes with a bison dollar, which is the currency.
Oh, that's very cool. I like that.
An underrated video game movie. Silent Hill.
Yeah.
No one really talks about
it. See, I'm not great with video game movies. I'll admit. I tend to have just seen the newer blockbustery ones, and let's face it, most of them aren't great.
But they've all done quite. Apart from Monster Hunter, Detective Pikachu done well. That's a DS game. Sonic done really well, and I'm surprised that wasn't done years ago. But I think if it was made years ago, it wouldn't be done now. I know there's rumours that Ryan Reynolds was going to play Sonic live action years ago in a suit, and it looks stupid. But I'm not a Sonic fan, as in the games, but I could appreciate them having quite a big fan base.
Yeah, I think the new one,
Tomb Raider was good.
Yeah, the new Tomb Raider was good. I really liked, actually. I think this came out like 2013, I think, or 2011. That Prince of Persia film. Yeah,
it was better than Assassin's Creed. It was a better Assassin's Creed film than Assassin's Creed was.
Absolutely, it was. Yeah.
And it was Disney. It was Disney as well.
Yeah,
Disney released it.
I was really gutted there was never a second one of that, but I'm guessing maybe it just didn't do very well. But,
and then we've got stuff from like Uncharted. Uncharted was the only one that was like, I'm not a fan.
I didn't mind the movie. I went to see it, and again, I haven't played the games, so I haven't got loads to compare it to. I thought it was all right.
Hmm.
But I'm not the best person to ask on those games, game movies.
I'd try to find a fan.
Yeah. What's that? Sorry.
The wife's walked in.
Oh,
I'll be down off. I'll be down 9. I'll be down. I'm streaming with my pals.
Invisible friends.
They're my invisible friends. They're not invisible friends. They're in front of me. All right. I'm going. Sorry.
It's all right. My dad really don't get it. He's like, who are you talking to? I'm like, well, people on the internet. He's like, well, why'd they care what you've got to say? I'm like, well, apparently some of them do.
It's community, man. It's amazing.
Yeah. The Batman reminded me of the Arkham Origins, very underrated game. Yeah, I'll get on them. I will play them. I will do it eventually.
The problem with Origins, it was made on the wrong console. When you play the other games, you're swinging around. There's no one on the streets because it was like remember the old Spider-Man 1 game where you couldn't go on the ground and you were swinging off clads. Yeah. It's like that.
Yeah, I know you got to be very open-minded. I think when you go back to some of these older games now.
Yeah.
Kind of a funny question. When was the last time your dog barked, James? Well, as I said, probably about 4 years ago. Arkham games are supposed to be coming to Switch later this year, being listed a few times. Well, that's good news.
Okay.
Because I think they're doing like the Force Unleashed game. I have played the Force Unleashed games, but obviously when they come out, I think they're coming to Switch at some point this year as well. And I
think number 1 with Switch control. 2 is abomination of a game. I don't know why 2 was like 2 hours long.
Yeah, you know what? I do remember this because I remember buying 2, and it's like I've never been big with games, but it's one of the few games when I was younger where I was like, I need that day one.
Yeah,
I really loved it. I thought it was really fun, but it was again. I played this when it came out, so I must have been 12 or something. But I remember it just going so quick, and I was like, "Oh, yeah. That's it."
And Boba Fett's all in the other. Boba Fett's in it. He's in a cutscene, but they could still get Starkiller, I think, into the universe. He still looks all right. He's motion captured. I think there's opportunities to bring in all cartoon characters into live action. Why not bring Starkiller?
I'd love for them to do Starkiller. I just wonder where he'd pop up now, because now we've got every gap sort of being filled now with like the Rebels TV show and stuff. So,
and we are getting Ezra. Ezra is coming to Ahsoka, isn't he?
I don't think it's 100% yet, but I would put money on it that he'll be in it. It's so heavily rumored.
I did read though about them not putting Darth Maul in Obi-Wan to put Vader in it.
Yeah, apparently
maybe season 2 more.
Maybe because apparently Ray Fisher and everything, he was signed up, he was ready to film for the Kenobi show, and then last minute they changed it to Vader, which personally I'm happier about because we've got Hayden Christensen coming back.
Are you though? Because I'm thinking, we've had Boba Fett, and Boba Fett, I like the character, but we did need to see him with his mask off, and it kind of, that mystery is gone.
Yeah,
we know with Anakin left in Revenge of the Sith to where he is in the later films, they could do one fight in this film and fuck it up and mess the whole film up, the whole franchise up, just because they portray him as Vader.
I think Hayden Christensen will mostly be used in flashbacks. If
Clone Wars flashbacks, I wouldn't mind. That'd be good.
Yeah, that's what I think we'll get. But what I would, if his mask's going to come off in a fight, I don't want the whole thing to come off like in that episode of Rebels where Ahsoka knocks a bit of the mask.
Yes, cool.
Yeah, that's what I want. I don't want full on Hayden Christensen and then just that's it, just his whole head out. I don't think it will look right.
No.
So
let's hope they don't do like a back to tank thing where Obi-Wan's going to sleep and then he has a dream.
Yeah.
For the first 4 episodes.
I want to say I have faith that they're gonna do really well on the Kenobi show.
I think so.
But the Boba Fett one for me was a bit wobbly, so it's like I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. I'm hoping and praying.
The best Boba Fett episodes one he's not in.
Yeah. Well, I will say this: I am so certain that the guy who plays Boba Fett is going to be in Kenobi as Rex.
Because he's in the trailer. He's in the trailer.
Well, you see Blue Armor. It's not 100% him, is it?
Well, it's got to be in it.
Yeah,
I'll put money on it. I think it's going to be.
but I was saying to my colleague at work, he's a big Star Wars fan. I was saying, it's funny, Kenobi and Boba Fett were filming more or less at the same time. Now it makes sense why Boba Fett vanished for 2 episodes, because the actor was on the Kenobi set.
I would love to have seen Luke meet Boba again when
Yeah.
Grogu landed.
Yeah,
Because they've not seen anyone since he fell in the Sarlacc.
yeah.
And obviously he doesn't know Mando's his mate now, kind of thing.
Mhm.
Now it would have been that really cool moment
Yeah.
of what do you do?
I would have just loved to have seen Luke's reaction, like, I'm certain I saw you die.
Yeah.
Don't tell Jamie to watch the podcast after my ratings for the trilogy. Yeah, we spoke about the Dark Knight trilogy today, and I sort of said I thought, the Dark Knight, it's probably like a 9.5 out of 10 for me. I don't think it is perfect, but I was like, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. Fuck it, I love it. Then Ryan had the audacity 8.5 out of 10.
You don't hear my score on it.
Oh no! What would you go on?
I think begins is better.
Okay, fair enough. You know what? As long as you're not saying Rises, I do like Rises, but I just
think obviously I love Tom Hardy, but he's not Bane. He's not big enough to be Bane.
No, I do. I love that version of Batman.
Sorry.
But even I know, someone who hasn't read many comics, even I know he doesn't look like Bane for the comics.
But then it's more grounded to reality. Maybe that Bane would work in Robert Pattinson show.
Yeah,
because he's down to earth. He's not got a big massive, not like Batman and Robin. The pipes in him are like ridiculous.
Yeah. He was a bit atrocious in the Batman and Robin one. Yeah. He was just running around screaming the whole time.
Boom! He says, yes, Poison Ivy's bit on the side.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll be interested to see what Jamie thinks of Ryan's ratings. I was a lot kinder towards the Dark Knight trilogy than Ryan was.
And obviously, we know that part of the success for that film was because he passed away. People wanted to see him in his last role.
Absolutely. I mean,
and I think they should have given Two-Face a bigger role. You know what I mean? I think they've missed the trick there.
I think for me, it's one of those things where every time I watch it, obviously Heath Ledger's Joker is by far the standout of that movie. He's incredible. But then I always do feel sorry. I don't know the actor's name off the top of my head, but I feel sorry for the guy who played Two-Face because he also gives a great.
Is it Aaron Eckhart? Was it?
I've honestly got no idea, but I every time I watch it, I'm like, I feel so sorry for this guy because he's so great as Two-Face.
Yeah,
but
he was good. Oh, choking! What's going on?
Oh, it's all right.
Hello.
Yeah. Can't wait for the Skywalker saga. Hope the Switch port is decent. Might make the Last Jedi and the Rise of Skywalker bearable. Well,
it should be a button to skip bits. You remember I think the original Lego one, you had to do episode 4 all the way through. You couldn't go straight to Jedi. You might have to.
I mean, I don't mind the Last Jedi. I don't. I really don't mind that movie. But The Rise of Skywalker, my God, it's honestly. It's honestly my least favorite film ever. It's so weird. My favorite film ever is Star Wars, and my least favorite film ever is Star Wars.
I don't like Last Jedi. No. I prefer. I cried in Rise in Skywalker. I don't know why. It's not a great watch now. But it just like the Chewie bit makes no sense. The Chewie bit when she uses Force lightning. Yeah. Oh God, Chewie's dead, and he's back to they didn't leave enough gap.
No.
And then, like within the next scene, he's there standing there.
I mean, if my mate Ryan does ever, if you ever get him on one of your
streams, yeah, we'll get him on. We'll get you both on together.
Yeah, hey, I'm game, but you'll have to ask him my reaction to Rise of Skywalker because I remember at the movie finishing, we went to a midnight screening. We were both buzzing as we walked in. And I remember him and he's spoken to me about this since, and he was saying in his head near the end of the movie, he was thinking, I can't be bothered to talk to James about this movie because he thought I was going to be so biased. It's my favorite thing ever. And I just looked at him and went, that was the biggest piece of shit I've ever watched. And I was not happy. I remember walking out the cinema and I was trying to explain to my mates why I hated it so much. I could hear some other people going, I really liked it. And I had to let the whole world needed to know how much I hated it.
Is there any redeemable features for it or for the film now for you? Or
I hate it. I hate the entire thing. The only bit I remember liking, even though it doesn't make sense, was the Han bit. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. He's repeated the same lines.
yeah,
That was honestly the only bit in the movie that I was like, that was all right.
but the casino planet though on Last Jedi.
Yeah, it was boring, but it didn't really offend me. Like that's the thing. I feel like
See, I think you've got a little bit more understanding with Star Wars and the comic side of it.
Mhm.
And I think we discussed it before. And me from back in the day when I see them all when they originally come out.
Yeah.
It's just different generations, because you love Revenge of the Sith. So that's your trilogy.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? This trilogy now is not our trilogy.
I think that's it, because my generation, I caught the tail end of the prequels, and then there was this big gap before the Clone Wars re-energized Star Wars. So I was playing all these games, reading all these novels, and stuff, and like me and my mates at school would like talk about like the Old Republic and stuff. So we sort of learned a lot of the lore, I think, from Star Wars, which Disney has now sort of gone. We'll put that second to the storytelling, which I do.
Yeah, stop.
I get it to a certain extent, because obviously you want the story to be good, but the story just sucked. And then they also took a giant shit on the lore in The Rise of Skywalker. I think that's what really upset me with that one.
I think you're going to start getting films where it's going to be a lady around a campfire pulling the book out, and then it'll go into the next film.
Mm-hmm.
It'll just be stories rather than stuff that I don't think we're gonna have another trilogy. I know it's Republic next, isn't it? No, it's Republic they're doing
they haven't really said yet. I know Taika's doing the next one, but I don't know. I'd like them to maybe do the High Republic first, because
what I didn't ask you about is the quick thing about the Inquisitor. Looks like Crichton. Do you like the way he looks? What are they doing with that? All of them look rubbish. They look bad cosplayers.
I take the fifth brother looks the worst. I think the thing with the Grand Inquisitor is I don't mind that he hasn't got the super tall head. Me and my mates were saying this when we went to see the Batman, because the trailer come out the day we saw the Batman, I think. So it's just a shame that the actor who's playing him has a bowling ball head. His head's so round.
But the thing is that race of characters were in the previous Star Wars films.
Yeah.
So it don't make sense.
Yeah, they're the Utapau people, aren't they? I don't know the name of the species, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's such a shame, because I actually love the Grand Inquisitor. Like, he's popped up in a few.
Fantastic.
Yeah, but I don't know why they didn't get Jason Isaacs either. I would have just chucked loads of money at him and been like, mate, do it. So yeah,
they've got the money, haven't they?
Yeah, I feel like I'm not. I don't know. I'm not too upset about it yet, but yeah, it definitely could have been better. Definitely could have been better. Lego City Undercover is a blast. I don't even know what that is.
It's like GTA. It's almost like Die Hard. You play like a cop. It was one when Lego games. It's one of the first Lego games that had speech in it, rather than ooh, ah. When you could talk in games. It was one of the first ones, and it was a good cop kind of GTA clone of Lego.
Yeah, I see. I love that on the new Lego Star Wars one that they're giving you the option to have the. I mean, I won't have it on, but I like that they've given you the option. I'll say as well to people, it's 2:45, so we've only got 15 more minutes. I'm not sure we're going to catch up with the comments today, but just to give you a heads up. Oh, it's all right. Trust me, I get off on a ramble as well. As soon as Rise of Skywalker comes out, that's it. That's it. Yeah. In fact, someone's put Lego City Undercover is basically Lego GTA.
Yes.
Really want to know why they didn't wait till May the 4th to release the Lego game to celebrate Star Wars Day. Well, I mean, if
they must have something else planned. It could be May the 4th. We're announcing Mandalorian 4K.
Well, I hear it's incredibly rumored that we're getting a Fallen Order 2 trailer and release date on May the 4th. I think that's that sounds like all the rumors at the minute. That's pointing towards what they've got planned.
And you've got the remake of Knights of the Republic, haven't you, as well? That's soon.
that is, ooh, I think that's 2023. I think that's the end of
Oh, was it?
2023. I think so. I think that one's a little bit down the line, but yeah, it looks like we're getting. It looks like Fallen Order 2 could be happening this year.
Cool. Great game.
The pod racing led to a brilliant game, Star Wars Racer, also on Switch.
You ever seen? Obviously, for me, arcades were a big thing. Did you ever play Star Wars pod racing in the arcade?
Funny again, I was in a bar in London about a few months ago, I think, and they had it on there on a PS2 or something.
With the thing?
No, it was just a PS2 plugged into.
Oh no, there's there in Spain. They've still got one in Magaluf, sorry. And you sit in a pod racer, and you've got these two big things in front of you, and you've got to pull them to go left and right. It's amazing.
Yeah, I remember my nan's cousin. She used to own this caravan park in Great Yarmouth, and her.
I probably went there.
Vauxhall Caravan Park, it was called. It's like you go down that long road, the Acle Road, to get into Yarmouth.
Yeah. I think
that caravan park right on the bend. Yeah, she used to own that, so we used to go down there. They sold it about 4 years ago.
Okay.
But we used to get them for free. So obviously, family. We used to get everything free in there. And I remember going into the arcades, and her nephew or something worked in there. So there was a Star Wars machine at the back, and you do Return of the Jedi, the whole movie. And he just used to give me this special coin. He's like, "Yep, just keep popping it in. When you die, it says game over. It'll come back out. Pop it."
Is that when you get the sabers out and you got to fight Robafett and stuff?
Yeah, there was
on
that.
The screen.
I remember.
Yeah, that's cool.
The motorbike through Endor Forest and stuff. So that was great. I used to just sit there, just constantly play. James, I really want to know when season 1 of these live streams is coming out on Blu-ray. God. Yeah, probably. I'm gonna go with a never on that. Have you seen The Dead Zone starring Christopher Walken? I haven't. Have you seen that?
I've seen a Dead Zone. I don't know if the Walking one. I'm sure there's a show as well.
I've got no idea.
No, sorry.
No idea.
I should know it, but
I do like Walken.
Batman Returns all the way. He was here.
Yeah, do you know what? I always forget he's in that because I always sort of think of like the characters like Penguin, Catwoman. But
did he get electrocuted? Didn't she put a taser in her mouth and kiss him?
Yeah,
he's electrocuted.
Yeah, I think he has a couple blows, don't he? I think someone gives him a couple knockdowns in it. HMV now have the entire Peaky Blinders TV show box set up for pre-order. If either of you are looking for it. I might actually do that because I like when a show ends, like Breaking Bad, or when The Walking Dead ends next year. I'll get a complete box set. I did that for Game of Thrones. When it
can be cheaper. Look at the Supergirl box set is I think £70, and season 6 is £30 on its own. And I bought them all individually.
Yeah, I do like buying them individually, but I think space is such an issue for me now that I do just buy them in a box set. Although the Game of Thrones one was quite hard to buy because of how much I hated the last season. I was like, well, I'm going to spend more money on this show. Ghostbusters, the game was a great time before Ghostbusters. I haven't played it.
You need to play that. It's got all the cast voices. You pretty much play the 5th Ghostbuster.
Oh, okay, that sounds pretty cool.
It's good.
I think that would be a great I think if they were to make a new Ghostbusters game, I think that's something I'd also be really interested in. I feel like that Ghostbusters might work better as a game than a movie, even maybe.
I think they should. I still have Ben Stiller as a ghost. Maybe too old now. But Ben Stiller as a Ghostbuster.
What was that film he done? The Watch or something? Where it's like aliens anyway.
The Alien one.
Oh,
that's
God.
quite good.
Yeah, me and my mates have watched that a couple of times when we've had a few drinks.
Have you seen Attack the Block?
Yes, I really like that film actually.
Yeah.
You got Finn in that one and Doctor Who in that one.
Yep.
Bring back the Disney movie rewards.
Yeah. Every time you bought a Blu-ray, you got a little bit of card on there at the star one, and you redeem the points online to get free films.
Oh really? Oh, see, that must have. What was that in Blockbuster or something?
No, it was in all of the any film you bought in sealed Disney film come with a voucher in it.
I must have.
You redeem the code.
I
Huh?
must have seen him. I must have
Yeah.
seen him because I've always bought
You
Disney
might have,
films.
if you got some of the old Disney's, you might have the still in there.
Oh, I must do because I remember like having like Aladdin and the Lion King on VHS. So it's like I went through the early DVD era, so I must
Okay.
have them. I just can't remember them. Will you be seeing X in cinemas? Getting really good reviews and looking forward to seeing it. I won't. I'm going to be missing it.
I'll wait for it to come out on disc.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same. It is definitely one that I want to check out. And Jason, he was here. He was here at one point.
Yeah, he's back.
Hello, Jason.
Jason, you got to message me if you want to be in my little film I'm making.
Yeah.
Get Brett in there.
Like a little Godzilla twist on Jason's bit.
I thought he could be, because he's not sizes, because he's the same kind of size. ET might just ignore him.
Yeah.
Walk past him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, we could do like a Godzilla versus Kong thing because we're sort of equal sizes. It'd be a fair fight. Yeah. Are you like getting the 4K limited editions of the Batman? Oh no, we spoke about this earlier. I mean, I'm not because as I say they're steelbooks. I don't do steelbooks.
Not complete for me.
No, that's fair. Ben, sorry for the late appearance as per usual. Well, sorry for getting to your message late.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to see the new Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie on April 8th?
I'll buy it. I'll buy it. It's not my type. I work pretty much 7 days a week, so for me, I'll just buy it for 20, 25 quid rather than spend about 20 going there and getting the food and coming back.
No, that's fair. I will see it. I'm hoping it's good. The trailers have been good. I think it looks pretty fun.
Spin-off Tails, Knuckles show as well coming out.
Knuckles show, yeah, Knuckles, and they've already announced the third film, so they're
Shadow. You like Shadow, didn't you?
I want Shadow. I want to see Shadow. I feel like they're going to tease him at the end of this one. At the end of the last one, we got a tease for Tails, so we sort of knew Knuckles was coming as well.
When back in the day when they doing the games, I was in the game shop then, and that we had Shadow was coming out, and they had to change the box art because he was on the bike, but originally he had the guns, and they couldn't have a black hedgehog with guns back in the day.
Of course not. No.
So that they had to literally change all the. It's really good. Shadow's like fantastic. I don't know why he said. I don't know why he needs a bike. Like you said, don't know why he needs a bike because he can run.
Makes no sense. He can run faster than he can when he's on the bike. He's clearly just lazy.
I think bring the chaos creature from Adventure in it.
Mm-hmm. It'd be cool. Yeah, I really think that because this film looks like they're going hard on all of the Sonic stuff. Like you can see a big Dr. Eggman robot and stuff. I feel like with these next two, they're going to go hard. I think the first one was just a warm in the water.
See if it worked.
Yeah, and I feel like now we're actually going to get a proper Sonic movie.
Yeah. I want another Detective Pikachu film.
I'd be going.
I don't know why there's not been another one.
No, I'd like to see them do some like proper gyms and stuff with it.
Yeah.
Do some gym battles. So, yeah, I hope we see another one. What's your favourite Martin Scorsese movie?
I don't know.
I mean, he's just got so many good ones. I feel like I've got to go Wolf of Wall Street. I know it's not on it. Technically, I've always said it's technically The Departed, I think, is his best made movie.
Departed is very good.
I love that film. But I watch The Wolf of Wall Street so often. And it's one of those films, it's 3 hours, but it feels like an hour and a half. Like, it's so well done like that.
Good pacing.
So I'd probably go with that.
Cool.
Have you got one that could come to mind, or?
I would have said probably Departed as well.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Scorsese fan, to be honest.
No.
Not my genre.
No, that's fair enough. I'd give The Dark Knight a 1 out of 10. Nolan is a hack. Fair enough.
I think Bale is a shit. His voice just winds me up.
Yeah,
there's a bit where he talks as Bruce Wayne with the Batman voice.
Mm-hmm. What is it?
And I just don't think he's a good Batman.
No, I don't think he's the best. I much prefer Pattinson and Affleck out of the new ones. I probably would say I prefer Keaton as well, I think.
I just want to see how Keaton moves in the next one because he had no movement in the head, did he? It was literally just. I don't. Because you've seen a picture of his suit. It looks like it's 10 sizes too big.
Yeah, I literally. Funny enough, I watched the 1989 one in preparation for the new movie, and it just cracks me up when like the Joker's going up the clock tower and he like drops something down, and Batman looks up and his whole body sort of goes. It's like
he can't just stick up his ass.
It literally is. Right, so we'll do one more question then because we're coming up to 9 o'clock here. So apologies to the comments we didn't get to.
Sorry.
We actually weren't
you could
far off.
Move your comments over to the Bounty Bunch when we come back soon, when we have you and Ryan on.
Yeah, well, hey, as I say, you know, for Ryan's game, I'll come on with him to keep him company so he doesn't feel too out of water at first.
Yeah, it's a bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
First time.
Obviously, he's a podcaster, so obviously he's not normally got his face out there. So
he can have a picture if he wants instead.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to.
He might be right. I mean, he's been on my streams, so he might be right with it all. But we'll do this one as the last one. Do you feel Zack Snyder's Justice League is overrated because it was always compared to the original Justice League, which was awful? I can see where you're coming from on that, in fairness. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I can see where you're coming from.
I was overwhelmed in that film. I went in thinking this shit, it's going to be shit. It's going to be, I'm going to look for scenes from the other film. Mm-hmm. It is phenomenal. I think it's amazing.
I think people remember because I done like a whole video reviewing the new one where I was like talking about the original as well, and I was ready to hate Snyder. So I'm not a Snyder fan. I'm not a fan of him. I thought the trailers and the promotion was so pretentious, like the Joker with the thorn crown on. I was like, are you kidding me? And like most people, like there's only 2 films I've ever got mad at in the cinema. One was The Rise of Skywalker. The other one was Justice League. So I was.
I'm with you on the same boat about the Joker, though. I think that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I think Joker use in general is ridiculous now. You don't need to keep putting him in. Bring new villains. I want to see Clayface in a film.
I like the fact that the Joker will hopefully have a presence in these new movies. But I agree. I do want to see main villains. I want to see ones I haven't seen before.
Yeah.
But
so many. You know, you got Hush, you got Calendar Man. You know, people that I didn't know about Scarecrow really until I watched Batman Begins. So it's kind of, and I like the character. So, and I didn't know who he was. No one really knew who Iron Man was really before Iron Man come out.
I'd love to see like I know I haven't played the games, but I've seen clips of them. Love to see like an Arkham Knight version of Scarecrow with like all the syringes and stuff. I think that'd be awesome. But yeah, I mean, I can see where David's coming from, but I don't know if I'd say it's overrated because I've seen just as many people love the movie as hate it. So I feel like it's a bit of a divisive movie. I think. Like
I've not watched it much. So I've probably only watched it a couple of times, maybe a second time after watching it on HBO. I don't think I've watched it many times, so maybe I need to give it another watch.
Funny enough, I rewatched it about 2 weeks ago. After I saw the Batman for the second time, I was like, I need more Batman. I was like, I can't do the Dark Knight trilogy. I watched it like a week ago, so I was like, Justice League, Zack Snyder's one. So, well, I really like it. I think it's a good time. But anyway, we will wrap the stream up there. It's 9 o'clock. Rob, thank you so much for coming on, mate. It's been an absolute.
It's not an illusion. I am here. You won't wake up in the morning. That Robbie bailed out again.
Yeah. Wake up and the video's just taken down. It never happened.
But I booked a day off work to make sure I was on your stream, and that almost went to shit, didn't it?
Honestly, thank you. So I really do appreciate it. And so yeah, I know next week I'm sort of being a bit of a hermit and I'm going away from live streams. But after that, if the Bounty Bunch, you know, if there's a slot, and I'll happily come on and we'll ask Ryan as well, see if he's about.
Happy days.
But yeah, and if anyone here isn't subscribed to Rob, number 1, you should be. Number 2, if you're not, there's a link in the description to his channel, so make sure you go give him a follow.
Join the party.
Exactly. Trust me, you guys do not want to miss the Bounty Bunch. It's
nice. It's quite a taste, though.
I was
Don't get offended. You'll be right.
Your humour level needs to be to a certain. You need to be ready to get close to
Certain low.
that. That line where it becomes offensive, they don't go over it, but they get close.
Yeah.
But we love it. But anyway, thank you so much for coming on, mate, again. And
No problem. Thanks for having me.
no problem at all, mate. And thank you to everyone who's been here. And hey, we'll see you all again very soon. Goodbye.